Today's going to be awesome because the Melbourne Flatland scene's having another jam. Come ride with me. Hey, I'm Scott.
My name is Yuki.
How you doing?
Let us know anytime, man.
He put something together, a little.
Is how I feel when it's this vivid. Fixated, I'm so infatuated. Measureless desire seeps through. Hey, in the clouds, ceaseless in the clouds. Hey, in the clouds, floating through the sky, daydreaming. Wandering thoughts weave through my mind like pulling leaves from the vine. Love me so or love me not. I'm afraid that these thoughts will not stop. Please take me from this place. Please save me from this space in my head. Poison creeping through my veins. Every moment I'm not saying your name. Oh, I will call and I will plead. 'Cause love transcends every boundary. Oh, please take me from this place. Please save.
Well, when you built it, it's different from when you wrote it.
I just do it all the time.
I'm feeling so clean, better version.
Relax.
bought-
Oh, alright.
Yeah,
but I had to order a phone.
the best of me. I couldn't set you free. You caused my insanity. You're my calamity. You're my Was it all just a game? Do you feel the same?
That was so good. And I didn't even get it.
Was it all just a game?
Alright, some tips on how to do this trick. Because this is what I want to do on stage. I want to do that trick that we just saw Gonzalo do. I want to do that trick on stage. So he's going to give you some tips. I'm going to pay attention.
So basically, the main tip for that is, do you spin clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Clockwise, okay, cool. So once you're going forward, if you look at the back wheel, it's kind of like angled towards the direction you're spinning.
Yeah.
Once you're ready to start going backwards to the turbine, you basically turn the bike like that. So you start going into a smaller and smaller circle, and then all of a sudden you just shift it this way.
I've got that. I can
And
do
just put
that.
it back.
And I can do that.
Yeah.
That's
So-
all I can do. Then I stop.
You can do a full one. Once you're getting into the backwards position, you need to try to get into that direction, change directions, with as much speed as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to just go like this, and then you just lose all the speed all at once. But if you get going backwards into like a controlled way, you can maintain a lot of that speed. And then, when you want to start going forward, because you're spinning that way, your body wants to go this way, then as you're going backwards, with your shoulders, you just bring all the bike here, and that gives you that extra push. So it's like in each turbine that you're doing, in each switch direction that you're doing, you're also gaining some speed. So I would recommend just start going, trying to do one at a time, and like one step at a time. So initially, just going forward and try to go backward.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
That's all.
just like that. I would suggest you also learn to pump this trick. So start here with little speed, and then you just try to gain some speed like that.
Okay.
See? And you gain all the speed that you need. So in order to gain the speed there, it's basically, it's quite similar. You just like make the bike be
Go in.
more tilted in. Yeah. Because you know, the smaller the circle is, the faster you go. So you gain some of that speed, and then you try to go back to the original position by maintaining the speed. You want that move to be kind of like progressive, not too fast. If you do it too fast, then you lose all the momentum there. Once you know that, once you can get a little bit of speed, then as you're going backwards, when you go forward, at this same step,
You pump it.
you also do a little pump. And that way you can just start doing and repeating,
All right.
almost forever.
So once you've done the first one, essentially you repeat it.
Yeah, you try to
The
repeat
second
it.
one, and then repeat it. And
Yeah.
then just repeat it.
I know once you're learning them, it's not, it might look a little bit more like this. So you do one, and then try to gain some speed.
Then control it so you
Yeah.
can go into
You-
another turbine.
Yeah, do one, and then control it. It's okay if you touch the floor. Try to gain some more speed, and then you do another one. And try to gain some speed, and then you do another one. Because the hardest part of the whole trick is the change from going backwards to forward. That's where you lose all the balance, you lose all the speed, you lose everything.
right?
You can do the snake spins, right?
No.
How do you hold on to the handlebars? You grab them from above or from underneath? When you switch your hands?
From top to underneath.
From underneath. Okay. If you want to actually keep spinning, it is better to actually hold it from the top.
Oh.
Yeah. It helps you a lot more.
Okay.
Or at least it did to me.
All right.
When I first started learning that trick, I was always doing snake spins, holding it from the bottom. But I don't know, at least for me, holding it from the bottom just made me go backwards and then forwards again. So I couldn't keep it spinning.
Right.
And I think it has something to do with the, the muscles work with you. Once you're holding it from above, it's different. You have like different control. And holding it from the top here, just allow me to choose that.
So you could hold it.
Yeah, stay in there. It's a little tip that worked for me.
And is there a way to practice the spin going backwards? Like
Just going backwards.
just what you were doing there, like touching the ground and just trying to spin?
Good. Like I never.
Or you just go for it and just try
Yeah.
and spin as far as
I
you
never
can?
practiced it like this, to be honest. I was just getting into it. Because this feels weird. I guess it could, but it doesn't feel natural. And it's actually better to get into it from here, I would say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries, man.
Cool.
Another thing, it is kind of like an unspoken rule in Flatland. Every time you're learning a trick that can be repeated, like whiplashes, turbines, spin, all that kind of stuff, you start with 1, then you do 3, then you do 5, and then you do 10.
Okay.
It's kind of like you go in those steps.
1, 3, 5, 10.
Yeah, because once you learn 1, then your next goal should be 3. But the difference between 3 and 5 might be a lot.
Right.
It's not like, oh, I can do 1, then I can easily do 3. It is quite different. So yeah, like to take
1,
it progressively.
3, 5, 10.
Yeah, people kind of like do that.
Quick tip for multiple whiplashes.
Yeah, actually,
Keep in mind, just
there is. When I learned whiplashes, I separated the trick, like a single whiplash, I separated it into 4 different steps.
yeah.
So first I started learning the kick, the first step. So I was doing this and holding it,
Yeah.
just to get used to that initial momentum of just kicking it. Then the second step was obviously just coming from here all the way here. So for that one, I just got into like my most comfortable steamroller position, which was this at the time, and I started going like this from here, and I tried to just get it there into hand 5.
Just go back to a hang 5.
Yeah, so like take it into like 2 different steps, and then the last, it was actually 3 movements. Actually.
Yeah.
The last movement was from hand 5.
To go back to
switch the other foot and let it fall. It's just that. If you practice those 3 moves together, a whiplash is basically just that. It's just like those 3 moves put together. And then my first goal when I was learning whiplashes was to do just this. There. Perfect. And then the second one is to go from here.
And the same thing.
Same thing. Because for whiplashes, to me, the hardest part is that once you're in the hand 5 position, just like getting it in, changing feet and then drop, that's the hardest part. So separating into smaller parts and work on them individually. And, your first multiple whiplash might not look very fluid, but the technique is gonna be there. So I think I remember one of my first whiplashes I filmed just looked like something like that, and then it went down.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really have to be like all in one fluid moment.
Yeah.
As long as you have all the steps, that you can just cut down on the connecting parts. Yeah.
That is so awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
That's
right.
That makes so much sense.
As a rule of thumb, also, like with every trick, if you can think of a way to separate them into smaller parts, just do it and practice on the smaller parts by themselves. Especially also if it's a trick that you want to do something after.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a whiplash into steamroller, make sure you know steamroller first.
Yeah.
And so once you're starting to learn whiplashes, if you just manage to hit it right, once you catch the steamroller, trick's done.
Yeah.
You got that.
Bloody hell. That makes so much sense now. So much sense. expert.
say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey, gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey, hey. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's not hard to say how I feel. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Summertime lightning, living without you feels like dying. I don't wanna
Feel that vibe like a summertime lightning. Living without you feels like dying. I don't wanna be alone. If you're with it, come on with me. Got the whole world singing with me. I don't wanna be lost. The eyes, the way you glow, you change your mind, you're free, your soul. Feel that vibe like a summertime lightning. Living without you feels like that.